Am I audible? Am I audible to all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Audible.
Yes, ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay. The screen is clear? The screen is visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Anurag? Okay, let's start. So I'm discussing a different data structure, and that is data structure is your factor data. So I told about the factor is a unique grouping of the categorical variables. If you have different category of the variables which can be grouped together, then we can store it into the factor variables. Like how to create a factor variables? For that purpose, first we create a vector. In vector, if you see, we have taken a vector gender here in which the two different types of variables are stored. The first variable is f, and the second one is m variable, which store the gender as female or male. Now we transfer this gender vector into a factor vector. How we convert it? We convert it by using a syntax called factor. We just reassign into the gender, and within the bracket we pass the predefined vector, that is gender. If you print the structure of this gender, it will divide your gender vector into the factor variables having the two different levels. And what are these two levels? The first is f and the second level is m. It also use a coding scheme here. The whatever is the first categorical variable, it is defined as 1, and whatever will be the second categorical variable, it will defined as 2. So if you print the gender of gender, then it will show a result as a factor variable having two levels f and m. The next data structure is called your list. List is also again a very useful data structure in which you can combine different type of data structures, like you can combine matrix, vectors, strings. If you want to combine all these things into a single file or the single data structure, then the list is used. How we'll do that? For this purpose, we have to use a list syntax. Like suppose first I have taken a list object, that is foo, where we have to define a list list data structure. For this I have defined a list here, and within the bracket I have defined first a matrix. For this I have defined a matrix. The data within the matrix is 1 to 4. It means 4 values are there in the matrix. And here I have defined the dimensions of the matrix. N rows equals to 2 and n columns is equals to 2. It means we will define the first matrix of 2 cross 2. Now I have again taken a vector, and in this vector the values are the logical values are there, true, false, true and true. And the third is one string is there. The string is hello. So as you can see, within the list all the three values are different. A matrix is there, a column or a vector is there, and a string is there. And if we run this command, it will generate a list having matrix, a vector and a string. If you print this, it will give me result as at the index 1 there is a matrix, at the index 2 there is a vector having logical values true, false, and at the third index it has shown a string value, and that is hello. You have to remember one thing: whenever you want to extract this list objects or list element, you have to use a double brackets. Within the double brackets, you have to define the index value. At the index 1, it means the row 1 in the list. At the first position, there is a matrix. At the second position of list, there is a vector, and at the third position of the string, there is a matrix. If you want to check the length of the string, to check the length, we use the length syntax, and within the length, we have to pass the string. We passed it x equals to foo. This is the name of the string, and it gives me 3 because it will consider matrix as a single element, a vector as a single element, and as a string as a single element. So it will return me the length is equals to 3. So as I told, how we can retrieve or extract the how we can extract the elements of the list. For that purpose, we define in the double brackets, and within the brackets we have to give an index value. Suppose I want to extract the first element of the list. For that, I have taken the double bracket and we define 1. If we run this command, it will give me the first element of the list. Similarly, if you want to extract the third element, then we just write within the square bracket 3, and it will give me a hello result. These are used for referencing purpose. We can also perform the naming also. We can name the different list elements. If we want to change the list elements, then we can use the concatenation operation. For that purpose, like I have told you, to concatenate the strings, we use the cat operation and the paste operation. Suppose I have to change the third element of the list. Now I want to change the string. Now I use paste to 3. It means whatever the list at the third position string which is present there, it is already there, and we add one more string here, and that string is you. Then the whole string by using paste operation becomes hello you. If you print this list object, then it will now change the new list variable, and this new list variable is now hello you. By using paste operation, it will give me a new string at the third position of the list. These are the index values. 1 is the index value, 2 is the list index here, and 3 is the list index here. If you don't want to extract by index value, you can also assign different names to a particular locations. How will assign the name? We'll do the naming of this. How can we perform the naming? For the naming, suppose names. To define different names to different elements, we use the names, and within bracket, we have to give the list object. The names here, then the list object here. Then within that, we assign a vector having 3 different names. The first is my matrix, the second is my logics, and the third one is my string. So whatever values which you have already stored, into the list, then it will by default assign with these names which you have provided now. Now, if you want to print this list object, then what happened? In place of your index value, that double square 1, that gives me my matrix, and in my matrix, it will give me the previously stored matrix. Similarly, at the second position, it will give me a name, my logics, and a previously stored values to the list. Similarly, for my string, we can write my string, and it will give me a hello you. In this way, we can extract the list element or the list object. If you directly want to extract the list objects by using these names, you just put a $sign. This $sign is known as your reference object or reference members. We just write foo $my matrix. If you write this syntax, it will directly reference to this name, at the first element position of the list, and it will give me a list. If we have assigned a different names to the variables, then we can extract it by using names. If we don't want to extract by using names, we can directly extract it by using syntax. That's all with your list. Let's see how we'll perform these syntaxes in RStudio. So this is the RStudio. First we will perform, we'll create a vector object. As I told, the vector object gives you a grouping of different categorical variables. First I will create a vector, and the vector is here a gender. Within gender, all the logical values are here. If we just print this gender, you can see at the console window I'm printing this. If we print it, it will give me a vector having these values. Now what we need to do, we have to convert this gender vector into a factor vector. Now we use a factor syntax to convert this vector into a factor variable. As we convert it, all the values are same, but it will give me a two labels, F and M. And as you can see, here the logical values are enclosed into inverted codes. But as we convert it into the factor variable, the inverted codes are removed and we get directly the values of FF and MM having two labels, F and M. Now if we want to check the structure of this, it will give me the structure. The structure it gives factor having with two labels F and M, and now as it has two labels, it will decode it by 1 and 2. The first position it will give me 1 1, and at the second position it will give me 2 2 values. You can also create the factors by the month name or the quarter 1, quarter 2. These types of data which can be included into different labels. That for that purpose we use the factor variables. Now the list command, as I told, in the list we can enclose different type of data structure. In this example, I have enclosed a matrix, a vector, and a string. We just print this. As we list this, all these three values are enclosed here. The first element is a matrix. The second one is the logical values, and the third one is your hello string. Now, how to calculate the length of the string? We use a length command. It will give me length equals to 3 because it will consider whole matrix as a first element. Whole logical vector is a second element and whole string as a third element. That's why it's give me a list. Length of a list is equals to 3. How to extract the list element? For that purpose, you have to define the index value within the double square brackets. If we print double square bracket 1, it will give me a matrix, and if we use a double bracket 3, it will give me a third element, and that is a string hello. How to change the elements within the list? Because these are the string, we are changing the third position element. That's why we're using the concatenation operation. If you want to assign a different value, you can use that operation. Suppose you, in place of matrix, you perform a matrix addition. You can assign it by using A plus B. You store it in a matrix and just you assign to that matrix. Here I am changing the string value. I perform a concatenation operation with the stored strings and a new string, and that is Q. If we print this, then the third element is now changed. In place of hello, it is print hello U. The next one is the naming of the list elements. To provide the naming, we use the names syntax. Just write names and within the bracket we pass the list object and we define different names which we want to assign to the stored values. We just print it. In place of matrices or double quoted matrix at 1, double quoted matrix 2, double bracket matrix, it will give me the names of it, my matrix, my logics, and my string. Now to access the elements by name, we can write with the $sign. First we define the list object, then we'll take the row name. So if we print this, it will give me a first value and that is matrix. If we don't want to use these names, then we can also use the square brackets and the position, index position to access our list element. So that's all with your factors and list. On the next turn, I will tell you data frames. By using data frames, you can create your data sets. Is anyone has any problem? Is anyone has any problem?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
No, ma'am.